So naturally, I like to get lost in the sauce from time to time. As luck would have it, or unlucky, however you want to look at it, I have run out of all of my sauces that I make and keep in rotation in the fridge. So the day has come where I must replenish the sauce. So I'm gonna make a few of the ones that I like to keep in the fridge on hand for whatever, because I think sauce just makes everything better. Like always, I'm really not into measuring. Some of these have just eyeball measurements that I use, but I will try my best to see what I can figure out for any sort of measurements or ratios, and I will write them down in the description. But if I am using a sauce that maybe I found online, I will link it down below just so you have all the correct measurements and ingredients. And of course, with any of these, you can really just tweak these to your heart's desire. So I'm gonna get started. Let's start with some burger sauce. Start with mayonnaise, some ketchup, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. The base for this one is definitely mayonnaise and ketchup, and then everything else is kind of like give a little dash and a pinch here and there. Some yellow mustard, a little bit of pickle juice. This is gonna give it some tang and also thin it out a bit. You can use some white vinegar if maybe that's more your taste, but pickles, am I right? Some salt, some freshly ground pepper, a little bit of onion powder, some garlic powder, a little pinch of celery seed, a little pinch of mustard powder, and that's pretty much it. Looks great, right? Whisk, whisk, whisk. It might look a little funky at first, but it will come together, I promise. A whisk is your best friend. If you use a spoon or a fork, it might not get all the lumps out, so definitely get your whisk. Here is the part where you will check for consistency, and if you want to make this a little spicy, you could add some hot sauce or some cayenne pepper. Do your thing. You can add anything to this and it will be your burger sauce. Next is an aioli that I absolutely j'adore, and it is so simple, especially because I'm not making my own mayonnaise. I'm a Hellmann's girl. Again, we're gonna start out with some mayonnaise. Get your microplane out. This is one of the best tools you can have in the kitchen. You can do a lot with it and get so much flavor out of any citrus. But today we're using lemon, so I'm gonna zest this lemon in here. And I like this really lemony, so I'm gonna add a lot, but of course you can adjust this to your liking. Also gonna get in here with some of this juice because we wanna thin it out just a little bit. Fresh pepper and some kosher salt. Bringing the microplane out again, and I lost my train of thought. I'm going to grate this garlic in here. If you don't have a microplane, you can chop this garlic really finely and then kind of drag a knife through it with some salt, make it a paste. See how it just kind of like disintegrates this garlic? That's what you want, because you don't want to be chewing on garlic here. You just kind of want to taste it. So however way you can get it, get the pulp out of this garlic. And that's it. Check for consistency and taste for seasoning, but this looks perfect to me. Next, I wanted to make a peanut sauce that I got from a Bon Appetit recipe maybe a couple years ago now. Yeah, I think it's called like One Pot Gingery Chicken or something like that, but I will find it and I'll link it down below. But oh my goodness, the sauce is absolutely bananas with that recipe, but it's also really good on a lot of things. So here I am. I have got some creamy peanut butter. Don't use chunky. Into my peanut butter, I've got some soy sauce going in, some rice vinegar, some honey, some very finely chopped ginger. Now you can see here, she's very thick, and we need to make it not very thick. The way to do that is with some warm water. I'm just going to add until I get the consistency I like, and this might take some time. It might look really nasty, but I swear it comes together. And look at that. you got your sauce, nice and smooth. And also with this one, I believe the recipe calls for sriracha, but I'm not a spicy person, so definitely add some of that if you want to make this a little hotter. This last one I'm gonna make is a barbecue sauce, and it has to go on the stove, so everyone's going in the pot. I'm gonna start with some brown sugar, some ketchup, got some molasses going in, some apple cider vinegar. I love this barbecue sauce. It is sweet and tangy and delicious. Some salt, pepper, a little bit of mustard, and a few shakes of some red pepper flake. I'm gonna combine all this, get it over to the stove, bring it to a boil over like a medium heat, and once it gets up to a boil, let it cook for a couple minutes, and you're done. And there you have it, all of my sauces. Some beautiful gradation going on here, some beautiful flavors. This stuff is delicious. First, we've got the aioli, this lemon and garlic aioli. It's nice and thick, so flavorful. I love dipping fried food in here. This would be great if you liked it with like maybe some fried fish, like a fish and chips situation. I love this with French fries, but I also love it as sandwich spread. This stuff is so good on chicken and steak especially. Or even on some good bread, just spread it on and eat it. Like, it's so delicious. Next is this peanutty sauce. This I love with the recipe that I mentioned, the gingery chicken one pot wonder thing. It's actually really delicious on vegetables like cucumbers. Forget about it. And I use it for spring rolls. So good. And this one is probably the one that is most perishable. I keep it in the fridge, probably, it might be good for like maybe a week or so. And you know, it gets thicker obviously if it sits in the fridge, but if you want to thin it out again, just hit it with some hot water, give it a whisk, and it shall come back to life. The burger sauce. I really only call it burger sauce because it reminds me of like In-N-Out animal sauce, but I mean, if you just put this on burgers, you are missing out. I put this on legit everything. Sandwiches, pizza, breakfast sandwiches, this is killer. Burgers, I dip fries in it, like you can put this on anything. And finally, the barbecue sauce. Use it right away, or you can just keep it in the fridge, just like your regular bottled barbecue sauce. It probably won't last as long, but of course I make this in the summer more and I use it in the summer more, but again, it's barbecue sauce. Dip some chicken nuggets in here, or make some barbecue chicken nachos. Or if you're a winter griller, just use it. Throw it on some chicken, toss it on the grill, and enjoy. It's really delicious and so easy to make. Definitely make these. I don't know which one is my favorite, but I don't think I want to choose. Like, you can't choose your favorite child. So make some sauces. What kind of sauce is your favorite? Like, maybe there's a sauce that I don't know about that I need to know. So write it in the comments if you have any suggestions for other sauces I can make. But this is my rotation. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge, so you should make them and enjoy.